May it be a light for you in dark places when all other lights go.
Hey guys, DCHL Devin here.
And this is DCHL Walker.
And welcome to another episode of A Light in the Dark. And in these episodes, we answer your questions in the comment section below and provide our answers as far as the SBG, the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings ranges. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first question we have is from Elias Fint. I'm going to butcher his name forever, I swear. And the worst part is he says, hey guys.
This is great. Listen.
Thank you for answering my question last week. First of all, my last name is pronounced like KVNT. Now, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the question down here.
Silent?
KVNT. You ask any American. There is no way that the English language allows us to pronounce this name. So we're just going to call you Elias from the remainder. We apologize
for being Americans.
Honestly, there's some names, if you saw the American version, you'd be like, what? How does that work? And so...
This is why I like Japanese, because everything had a sound, and then only could do that sound. And that was it.
We're going with Elias. So back to the question. What do you think of this 350-point list? Legless with armor and an elven cloak. 2 guard of the Gladrim court. 10 wood elves, 4 with bow and spear, and 6 with spear. Gon Bury Gon, 8 wosses. Alfred, 2 Lake Town militia with shield. Thanks, and keep up the great work. All right. Well, the first thing I'd say about this list is you have no regard for the fluff. You have killed the fluff.
But you're allowed to kill fluff. That's
you
fine.
You're allowed to kill the fluff in this game. So, all right. So what do we? All right. So clearly, since you don't care about fluff, you're going for purely a competitive standpoint.
So my first reaction was, why Alfred?
No, well, Alfred's being thrown in there just simply to give might.
Yeah, the recharge of might. Yeah.
Now, well, we're thinking pure competitive.
This is
not fluff.
This is like this regular cheap version, right?
That's cheap version, yes.
Yeah.
So, what he has here is Wood Elves shooting, and Wos is probably helping out. I think they come pre-armed with spear support and blowpipes.
Yeah. So there's more shooting there.
Yep.
Short order range.
Yep. So he's trying to get away with abusing the bow limit as much as possible. 2 guard of the Gladrim court is
which you do successfully, by the way.
I'm not sure why you threw in 2 guards to the Gladrim
They'll fight a 6 so they can fight against other characters.
Yeah, but that's just like 2 guys, and they can't use their pikes. Because, I don't know if you know this, but pikes can only support pikes. So
correct, but they can still be behind another wood elf or something like that.
Yeah,
so they would still confer that fight of 6 so they can go against the characters. I think that's what he originally intended. That's how I would use them.
Alright, so then you have 2 Lake Town militia with shield. I'm assuming that you just ran out of points.
Or that's all he points he had left.
Because that's like 10 points right there, so yeah.
They also have the highest defense in the group. They go with the Gladrim Court Guard because they'll protect
I would
them.
actually kick them out. Since you're going for pure competitiveness and rather than any type of fluff, I'd kick them out and get another Wos warrior. I mean, I know it may not be an even fit, but that would probably be better. 2 guard of the Gladrim Court. It's like, okay, cool. Legless and Gon Bury Gon both have 3 points of might each. That's an awesome amount of might. Then plus Alfred gives it back. You're talking about a potential 9, maybe more points of might.
And 350 points.
That's a lot.
It's crazy.
That's a lot of might. Now, here's the thing, though. Your army is fragile. I mean, beyond fragile. So you're like defense 3 all over the place.
He's relying on all the shooting to take care of things.
But
because you're looking for the combat capability, and it doesn't.
Yeah, you don't really have any. Once combat meets, I mean, you're gonna ride or die, man. Like
hopefully by that point he's overwhelming his opponent and he can take him out.
So yeah, and you probably will. Your force is actually fairly sizable at 22 units, 23, 24, 25 units for 350 points, which is actually pretty decent. So, but yeah, that's ultimately what I think of it. I just think that Unfluffy lacks focus is the bad sides, definitely weak in close combat. But the good sides is you have a ton of might in which you can blow through. Remember that the opponent can heroic march and probably will heroic march, knowing that you outgunned them. So you will be in combat very quickly. And you can't move with the Woses, so you'll probably get one round of shooting at absolute best before the opponent is in your face. And then every combat you lose will be a problem. And not to mention, because of your absolute emphasis on shooting, you will be really hoping that they don't have heavy armor. And then not only that, your Woses lose out on a lot of their abilities if you're not playing against evil. So that's what I think of it. And the two Lake Town Militia with shields aren't going to do you very much good. So
you just fighters. I don't know what you're talking about.
Here's what I think. If you want to improve the list, I think you need a front line. I mean, I think Lake Town Militia with shield. I'd be lining up my front line with them. Lake Town, like, get rid of the two Galadian Corps. What does it cost? Like 12 points each. So you get rid of them and have tons more Lake Town Militia with shields. It gives kind of a front line that you can work with. I actually don't like the Guard of the Galadian Courts. I'd say get rid of them. If you really want to get rid of heroes, you have Legolas and Gonberry Gon for that, who can blow tons of might because you have a lot in reserve. So use the heroic fights, that's fine. I think you should get rid of the Guard of Galadian Court and get 4 more Lake Town Militia, maybe 5, I think, and use them as the hold the line force. That's what I think.
Probably 5.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and move on from that question. Enter the next one with Stephen Gill. He said he's just listened to our plans to go north. Also, we know of your invite to the GBHL. But do you have any plans to make it across the Atlantic to any UK tournaments?
Anybody want to buy me a ticket? I will gladly come to England.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind you have to pay for my wife as well. She's going to want to come as well.
Actually, the answer for this one is actually yes.
I would love to.
We do plan on coming up there. What's going to happen, and this is kind of a long string of things, even GBHL are kind of unaware of this, is we intend to meet them. You know, hopefully we all are friendly to each other, and, you know, we all don't get sick of SVG at the end of this. No, we'll be happy. But yeah, basically we meet each other, all that, and then I plan on, especially me, and anyone who wants to join me, plan on coming up to maybe Desolation of Stockport 2016 or some of the bigger tournaments that you guys have up there. And yeah, we absolutely intend. Now, can we bring a large group? Like, can we do what the GBHL is doing? Probably not. I mean, unless Walker becomes rich one day.
You're the rich one.
So, Walker...
If I win the lottery, sure. I'll bring all my buddies up, and we'll play some Lord of the Rings with you guys. It'll be good.
I mean, a lot of the problem is a lot of them have families and stuff, which is kind of unfair to say because the GBHL has families too. No. We care about our families more. No.
Clearly, British people don't have families.
I mean, James is like getting married. Like, and he got married. Yeah, I do intend to come. Me specifically, yes. The answer to that is
because he's a rich bachelor.
And for those of you who don't know, I intend to go to Canada, and I intend to visit all of you everywhere. Actually, and this might work out in a plan. Maybe one day, Australia.
Yeah. I can do Australia. I go there every once in a while.
For those of you who don't know, Australia is the homeland of his wife.
Yes, she's from the motherland of Australia, down under.
Always an excuse to come there. So yeah, Australia. Maybe that's a hell of a trip to plan though. I mean, I'm gonna be pretty tired considering you guys are like 24-hour difference from us.
So the place that I visit all the time is Brisbane, guys. So if you're watching our videos and you're out there, let me know. And next time when we come out, I'll bring my stuff with me and I can play.
All right.
My wife would probably kill me, but
we could make like 6 hours. Like
I could probably take a day away.
Yeah, one day.
She loves me. She married me. It's fine.
She can't leave now. Is all we're saying.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. She's probably watching this.
She never watches any of these.
So, all right, we'll go to the next question from Jeremy Smith. He answers 4 questions.
Oh, wow, jeez.
So we'll run through these really fast.
Okay, really fast. Go.
Number 1, would like to know more about Nova Doubles? Do I bring my own partner? What if I don't have a partner? We'll just run through these real quick. 2, can a hero cast a channeled spell during a heroic move that an allied member calls? Number 3, will a channeled sap will kill a ring wraith if it fails to resist? And number 4, if Grima is in range of Tom, and can Tom sing his song as he can only expend a single point of will per turn? Thank you for your commitment to our hobby and all of your work. First Ager Smith signing off. That's like James's thing, and now it's becoming my thing. We all salute Jeremy Smith. So I can't wait to meet him. Actually, he's probably one of the people I'm like most looking forward to. Like, who is this guy? Actually, if you listen, James is even like, I want to meet you, Jeremy Smith. You're becoming a celebrity, Jeremy, in our comments section. So, all right.
It's like Lord of the Brown Ring. There's a couple of guys that are just like, hey.
This is like an Akathon 39.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we just got to meet you now.
You've asked enough questions.
And some of the like Northwest campaign or Hobbit campaign,
I feel like we're becoming close with our audience.
Pretty much. So let's run through these.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask him. All right,
ready, go.
Nova doubles. Do you bring your own partner, and what if you don't have one?
And if you don't have one, we'll find one.
Yes.
Okay, next one.
Everyone has a partner.
Okay,
Can a hero cast a channeled spell during the heroic move that an allied member calls?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
All right, so what he's talking about, but no. Actually, just to clarify, the answer is yes. So what happens is heroic channeling needs to be called during the heroic phase. Well, not a heroic phase, but the beginning of the move phase. And a heroic move. So what he's asking is if your hero that called a channeling ability gets caught in the heroic move bubble of another hero, can he use the channel spell during that? Yes.
No, yeah. That's what he was asking. Of course, yes, you can do that.
Yep. Third one. Will a channel...
So long as they're both the same side. So as long as they're both good.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is really important, guys, because a lot of you don't know.
Good can ally with evil.
Yes. They can. In the doubles, you can, but you don't want to do that. A lot of people miss this section. It's in the rules. Good and evil, if they for some reason find themselves on the same side, cannot benefit from each other's magic, banners, heroic actions, war horns, or any other special abilities.
So basically, you're two separate armies fighting on the same side against the same opponent, but you can't help each other.
So for those of you who wanted to play Sauron and Tom Bombadil, it's not going to work. So the creators of GW caught you in that one.
Haha.
So, all right, number 3.
Like Desperate Allies for 40k.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Will a channeled sap will kill a ring wraith if it fails to resist?
Yeah. Well, depending on how many...
No, the answer is yes.
Well, he has left. But
No, it doesn't even matter. The answer is yes. The reason why is because channeled sap will...
Does it wound?
Does it wound? No, it doesn't
do
a wound.
Ah, man.
It drains them to 0.
Oh, yeah.
And when ring wraiths run out of will,
they die.
So the answer is yes. In fact, you don't even have to channel it. If you just do a regular sap will and they happen to be close enough to the point where you get them to 0, they are dead. So the first thing you'll often see in Evil vs. Evil is ring wraith wars, where each ring wraith fires sap wills at each other like they're 2 Harry Potter wizards.
Or my favorite, Galadriel with banishment.
Well, that deals a wound, but
yes,
yeah,
it's way better.
So last thing, if Grima is in range of Tom, can he stop him from using magic? The answer is no,
because it affects might, not will.
Yeah, and that's number 1. Let's flip the script, and then he can say, well, what about the Dwemer Lake, whom affects will? Because I think that's what he was intending to talk about.
Tom Bombadil is...
He doesn't use will to cast spells.
Yeah. He's just weird.
Yeah, he just casts.
He's special. He has question marks on his stat line, man. So
nah, he just doesn't use will to cast spells. It's really as simple as this. And Tom does what he wants.
Yeah, Tom's a god. Yeah. So don't mess with the god that was there before creation happened of the world. So yeah, I don't want to mess with him.
But even just rules as written, no.
Yeah. Okay.
So next question we have from Akathon 39.
Hey.
Hey guys, it's me again. Just wondering, how many goblin shamans should you have in your force per how many Moria goblins? 1 shaman to 12 to 24? This is only for an army of completely Moria goblins, so there will be about 12 goblins per 100 points, including the captain shaman, depending on your advice. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I gotcha. I'm with you.
I said 2.
Goblin players.
Okay, so you're not really thinking of it in the right way.
Well, because you got the 6-inch bubble.
Exactly. That's really how you should be thinking of it. It's the bubbles. So, essentially, I mean, if you
I
had
would say 1 per 24. So you do 2 war bands.
Yeah.
2 war bands, because one could protect both 2 war bands worth of goblins.
I would say only do a third one if you get 6 war bands, and that's really still pushing it, really 7. Those bubbles are massive. A lot of people forget how big 6 inches can be, because remember, it's a radius, so it's like, huge. It's like a 12-inch area.
A circle?
Yeah, it's kind of like a circle. Like,
That's what a radius is.
Oh my god. Walker, you were a genius.
I know.
So, yeah, but I mean, at 24 inches, what is that to you guys? That is your half of the board.
Yeah, 2.
There is almost no reason to fill the third one unless you think a ring wraith is going to start screwing with you. In which case, well, it's going to screw with you.
Yeah, at that point you're just like, okay, I don't have
It's just
Fury
going to take
here
your
anymore.
shamans, yeah. You probably won't even bother casting Fury, you just cast Transfix, because you know he's going to take it away.
And instead of doing, if there's ring race on the field, what you do is instead of doing heroic cast, well, you don't have to do heroic cast because you're doing if you take the Goblin King guy that
Yeah. Oh, Grobelog. Yeah. So
you don't heroic cast anyway, so they have to kill 2 points of will, which is always good. So yeah, warrior goblins, awesome.
Yep, and I think you just only 2, ever, like period.
Yeah. You don't really need too much more.
Yeah.
Although captains are not much better. So.
Well, captains and warrior are just might.
Yeah,
Just sitting around.
2 points of might.
So next one from Mason O'Neill. He says, "Hey guys, my question for this week is: if a spell is cast on a 5-up and the spellcaster rolls 5, can he might it to a 6 after his opponent rolls a 5 to resist it? Logic tells me no, but I can also see it being like a duel. Since both players are rolling the dice against each other, you can might a spell's dice in the first place." All right, I actually know the answer to this one.
Oh, good.
Oh, you don't know?
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right.
You
The
feel
answer is
better.
no. No,
Yeah.
you cannot increase your dice roll. The reason why is because your result, whatever the final result is of your spell, which is after mighting, that is what the opponent has to resist against.
Yeah.
So you can't wait to see what they roll. And if you want to visualize it, just think of it as like whatever power he's using is being manifested in you, and then it shoots at the opponent. Not physically as a projectile, but like that's when it actually gets cast against the opponent, and that's what they're trying to resist.
Yeah.
But rules is written, no, it's whatever it is your final result was. So if you think you're going to need that extra, might to get it to a 6, you think you need that,
Then burn it.
yeah.
But
and if your opponent rolls a 6, then I'm sorry.
You can always tell your opponent to hold on a second while you make that decision.
Yes, and they should wait for you to make that decision.
Technically, you don't. You just keep rolling. You're just
Yeah.
like, dice!
I will throw all the dice at you, and if you don't catch it, then sorry. No. So, all right, guys. We have next question from Jeremy Smith. Again, he says, "Hello, DCHL. A quick question for the doubles tournament." Actually, all right, guys. So before I'm gonna pull the question down. Before I gotta clarify on this one. It seems like, so this question was actually made a week ago, and then he made another question of similar. It seems like he just clarified on that question we answered before.
Oh, it's just a quick.
So, yeah, so just to bring it up, he says about bringing each player bring their own partner, or are we going to assign pairs? We don't assign anyone unless you already have no one. Otherwise, bring your friend, bring your son, bring your wife, and be merry. You stay together.
I mean, if you don't have anybody to bring for the tournament,
Then you automatically lose.
No.
No.
We can help you out there. There'll probably be like 1 or 2 guys looking for a game, or looking for a partner, not a game. The game too, probably. But you could comment here too on our YouTube videos or our webpage.
Yeah, you can find a partner, but you will have a partner.
We'll help you out. If you come and you don't have a partner, there will be somebody to be your partner.
even more so is that we actually have one guy who's standing to the side, not going to play, he's going to judge, and he only plays if there's an odd number of players. So, no, Rob's in.
He's doing the trip.
Yeah.
I'm judging that one.
No. Actually, it's a guy you haven't even met yet.
Oh, I haven't met.
Yeah,
I haven't met someone.
He hasn't even met this guy. Yeah, I know. So
I don't know if I trust this unknown guy.
Yeah.
Jeremy Smith, I trust him.
So yeah, you get whoever you want. Furthermore, if GBHL has 2 teams of 2, who will get to play them? Especially if they get knocked out in the first round.
Oh, nice.
Before I continue on that question, he says, to clarify the rules, he just is asking, 500 points per player, so each team has 1,000 points. Wax painting. No strict army list building, factions, limits, bow limits. What? Round 1 to the death. Round 2, hold ground. Round 3, storm the camp. From the old legions, where can I find those rules? And lastly, is the first place prize still a terrain board for each player winning the game? And then if so, what are the dimensions?
So the terrain board's for the grand tournament, not the doubles tournament.
Well, what he's referring to is actually the old primer. So there was an old version of the rules, and that was a new one. The prize has been replaced by the one ring in the chain from What a Workshop.
We need to do a video where we just talk about all the prizes.
Yeah, if you guys want me to do a video of prizes, let me know.
The one rings are really cool. They're like the size of what Sauron would have, and so they're.
Well, one of them is like that.
Oh yeah, one.
But that's
And
not
then
actually for the
other one.
doubles. That is actually for a different match. So
There's a lot of cool stuff to win.
Yeah, you got a bunch.
I want to win it all,
So
but I can't.
yeah, so there's a couple misconceptions here. So yeah, the terrain board was for that. Now, if you really want the terrain board and you don't want the ring, let's say that's really what you want. Yeah, we're actually giving that a prize to like best painted army. So if you really want that, just paint your army really well. So basically the prize has just been moved. Furthermore, if the GBHL has 2 teams of 2, who gets to play them? Quick clarification on that. I don't know 100% that the GBHL will be doing the doubles. I know that they are locked in to do the GT, and they may have interest in doing the doubles, but they haven't physically bought a ticket for the doubles. I'll ask them if they're interested on that. It will take up more of their time, and remember about half this time I really wanted to designate so that they could have their vacation and explore DC and stuff like that, because I know they're really excited about that.
They're not allowed to have. This is their vacation.
Your vacation is
Besides that, it was Jeremy, right?
Yep.
Jeremy already said they get knocked out first round, so
And
they
that
can
is the
come.
last misconception.
They can come, get knocked out first round, and then go see DC.
Now, all right, so this is not a knockout round. You play all 3 matches regardless of whether you're kicking ass or just doing terrible.
It's point systems, guys. So even if you do not as well in the first round, you could get all the points in the second round, or you could get, your opponent gets 5 points and you get 3. You're still in the running at that point.
Remember that the GT works this way too. Just because you lose miserably in your first round doesn't mean anything. It's points, so you don't get knocked out. You just keep going. And the best part is it's based off a ranking system. So if you're doing terribly, you only get paired up against people who are also doing terribly, which allows you to do really well. And then those who are doing really well get paired up against guys who are doing really well, which means they can get knocked down.
Yeah.
So you will actually see a lot of fluctuation. This is the reason that new guys and people who aren't even experienced in the game could do this pretty well, because basically the games become more lax as you go through and as you start to lose or win. So yeah, you don't get knocked out. Strict list building. In the primer, the rules that I put out, you have to still abide by the 2 faction limit.
Yep.
And for your army. Now obviously this pretty much gets abused. This we're going to be lax on in the doubles. It's not really so important because you have your allied player who can do whatever the hell he wants, really, right? So we're not going to really hold people to that. There really is no real limits other than what's in the game. So you're asking about faction limits, bow limits. The only thing that exists is the bow limit, but that's because the game is played with a bow limit.
Right.
So, that's, 500 points per player. Each team has 1,000 points. That is correct. The teams break by member. So say me and Walker are on the same team, I have my own 50%, and he has his own 50%, and then we have one leader chosen amongst the two of us. This was chosen, I know that sounds like it's confusing. Well, how do I make points? Well, if you break one of us, you get the points for breaking an opponent. If you break both of us, you still only get the points as if you broke only one.
Right.
The reason we did it that way is because if you guys may notice, that tournament's a bit later in the day. We need the games to go by quicker. So by breaking individually versus breaking as a single 1,000-point force,
It'd be a long game.
Yeah, it'd be a really long game. So in order to shrink the games down, you have to break individually so that one player tends to just disappear and the other player's on his own, and then by then it's like, all right, well, I've obviously lost. So that's the reason it's done that way. So the games, despite being 1,000 points per side, it's really not quite that big.
Should go pretty fast too, because 2 players on each side and everything like that. So,
and then
and so the first round is also determined. It's random who you get paired with. So,
exactly.
If the GBHL guys are playing in that, then you could possibly be with one of them.
It's
If
true.
not, try to lose because clearly they're gonna lose. So. That way you can play against them if you want. That's an option as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way of knowing. We don't even know who's going up against the GBHL, even in the tournament. So this is for that as well. We have no idea. So all that happens is random assignment through, randomness, and then it's based on rankings. So you may get through the entire tournament and never once play against a DCHL or GBHL member. It's possible. So we don't know.
But if you want to play against us, there is free time too.
Yes.
So
exactly.
You can always challenge us to a game, and we can play like a game just for fun.
Yep.
Too. So I mean, there's tons of time where we have some free time to do things and take questions, talk about armies, just goob about the game. I love talking about everything. I think we're going to be there until like midnight every night.
Yes. No, 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very sleepy.
Yeah. I have to be there till 2 in the morning.
I'm still going to probably be there too.
Maybe he can leave if he wants, but the thing
I'll
is,
just curl up underneath one of the tables, hold the Goblin King close to me, and fall asleep. Usual things.
So that's pretty much it for that. It's gosh, I had something I wanted to say about that. As far as the random games.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, it's not all competitive. We actually have some really thematic Tolkien stuff going on. We have War of the Ring going on, headed by our guy, Warlord, whom you might see in the comment section. We have lots of Lord of the Rings battles. We have the Battle of Helm's Deep, Battle of against Smaug. One player will get to play Smaug against Smaug, or whatever, or maybe multiple players. Who knows? Lake Town, Pelennor Fields, like all kinds of stuff.
Goblin Town.
Yeah, Goblin Town. Like we will be bringing all that stuff, so you can just play games. So if you ever want to just casual game, that's that too.
Yep.
So all right. So I guess that's all we have for today. I just wanted to take this time really fast to answer a couple questions about what Damien on his last Palantir episode said something about the GT that he got incorrect. Oh yeah, he asked how big the convention was. So I've never been there, so I don't even know. Have you been there?
I haven't been to Nova. No.
I've never been to Nova. So.
I've always heard good things. I was gonna, before we were doing the Lord of the Rings stuff, I was actually gonna go to the 40K GT.
Yep.
I might try to do that next year, but maybe next year I'll do Warhammer.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
yeah.
I know they do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There is tons of stuff going on there. There's like tons of vendors shops and painting courses and all this.
Vendors.
Competitions,
competitions. They have the crystal. What is it
auctions.
called? They call it the Crystal Brush, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's their golden demon. For all the painting contests, they have multiple different systems. They have X-wing,
It's like 16 systems. You can't even name them all off. I don't even know. They may have more than 2,000 people. I honestly don't even really 100% know. So
the convention center that they have is big. So and they have tons of space. They have tons of things, and we're part of it.
Well, I'll be videotaping the entire thing, so you guys will know right along with us. So, Damien, for your question, we don't even know how big it is. We're just estimating 2,000 people.
And the big thing is thank you guys for all signing up and registering, because we have exceeded their expectations for Lord of the Rings, and we're not even, we're
not even 60 days out. In fact, they even said most of their entries happen kind of the week of, if not the day of. Most of their entries are like that. So yeah, we've already exceeded our minimum. So if you guys are wondering, Nova 2016, it is happening. It is confirmed.
Go.
So they are happy with our progress. We're actually doing a lot better than expected. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. And if we don't have any slots open for you guys, then we will see you next year. So.
And if there's not slots open, still come.
Oh yeah, still come, because remember, it
Free
doesn't
games.
matter. Games all day, and you can play on everything.
Yep.
So.
Unless we're using it.
Yep. But we're gonna go ahead and end this video because I'm over our normal time. So all right.
Later, guys.
All right. See you later.